as I was saying earlier, I think that
Sure looks like the Twin Towers.
They need a false flag, something. They need a shock and awe in Europe to unite Europe, to move into the Middle East. Now, they've been trying to get the Americans to get the Israelis to start a war with Iran, and then they'll blow up the Dome of the Rock, the Jesuits.
And who are they going to blame?
And blame it on the Israelis or the Iranians or both.
Well, that's what they always do.
That's what they always
find
do.
a
So
scapegoat.
one of those
always.
nukes is probably right on. And look at the Twin Towers. More Twin Towers.
Another Twin Towers.
Another Twin Towers. I would imagine that these Twin Towers are all pre-wired already.
Could be.
And all ready to go.
Ready to go.
For the shock and awe. Wouldn't it be amazing if the minute they did it, someone stood up and told the truth and said, and finger pointed to the Jesuits and the Pope?
Do you think they're going to do...
Wouldn't happen with the God of this world in charge, would it?
Do you think... No. Do you think they're going to do a bee thing on that one?
A bee thing, yes.
Yeah, they might do a bee thing.
Exactly. Now...
we're at the tribes.
It's important for everybody to know their tribal identity, because Jacob's trouble, we're living at the time just before, as we come into the Great Tribulation, Jacob's trouble is at hand, but he will be saved out of it. But Jacob is going to go into captivity once again, as he did in 722 BC and 586 BC. The house of Israel went into captivity for idolatry and Sabbath breaking in 722.
Yeah, but they're still doing that right now. They're still, breaking those laws.
House of Israel is still into idolatry,
and that's why and worshiping the golden calf.
And worshiping
Isn't that
the golden
what they're
calf,
still doing?
And Baal worship.
It's never stopped.
And the mark of the beast, which is Sunday worship.
Exactly.
And
you know what? They are seeking out the Ark of the Covenant. There's a big thing about they've got to find that Ark of the Covenant, and it's supposed to be in Axum in Ethiopia. I mean, there is a society there. It's the mysterious keeper of the Ark.
So they want the Ark brought back to the Temple Mount.
Exactly. So I mean, all these preparations, everything is it's coming true.
Yep,
it's all happening.
Is.
And what have you got there?
I think the thing about the tribes that people should realize is the name Israel was not given to the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
The first time the word Jew is mentioned in the Bible, 2 Kings 16:6, the Jews are at war with Israel. And I think it's important. People have to know their identity and the identities. And the name Israel was given to Joseph's two sons who aren't Jewish at all.
Exactly.
And so if there really was a Jewish homeland, since the Jews love tradition so much and worship tradition, wouldn't they name their own homeland after their ancient homeland?
Exactly.
But they didn't, did they?
No.
Because Israel is not a Jewish state. That is one of the big lies that the papacy and the throne of the British throne,
the throne
which
of
is
David.
Throne of David, taken by the Jesuits. That is one of the big falsehoods that they've pawned off even on the Jews. And you can read about that in the book The Scared and the Doomed by M.J. Nuremberger, and you can read about it in the book Perfidy, and you can read about it in Edwin Black's book The Transfer Agreement. But the whole fraud that Israel is a Jewish homeland is absolutely... And Herbert W. Armstrong's. Get Herbert W. Armstrong's book, Britain and America in Prophecy, which you can search on the internet and you can pick up for $1.50.
Oh, yeah, you can get those on Craigslist, I think. Anyways, you know what? I was reading this article. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
It said that this high-ranking Australian Satanist on his deathbed said that Satanists rule the world, and they call themselves, now I know you said you don't use the word Illuminati, but they're called Illuminists. So it's Illuminism.
Yes.
And you know what he said? He said that, in fact, Sydney is their capital. It's their center of global Satanism. I don't know if I believe that, but that's, there's a lot of stuff happening down in Australia, a lot of droughts, a lot of fires and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I know, I just read that. I don't know if it's true or not. And Schwarzenegger, he wants to send 20,000 inmates to their illegal immigrants back to Mexico, to the prisons there.
Uh-huh.
That's what he wants to do. Isn't that weird?
Well, Schwarzenegger
He's
really, the King of Spain, which is in control of Mexico, he purchased from Mrs. Mountbatten, New Mexico and California. So Schwarzenegger works for Rothschild, the Vatican banker, as well as the King of Spain, who is the King of Jerusalem.
Well, he's also
Juan
part
Carlos,
of
the Habsburg man.
And he's part of the Fourth Reich. I mean, he's part of that whole organization, let's face it. And I mean,
he's one of the 10 toes.
He's just one of the 10 toes. I mean, he's all part of that whole group.
Let's go to the... Now, this is Pope Benedict the 16th.
He's on the White House lawn
in 2008. I've zoomed in on it here. Let's just zoom back there. You can see him on the White House lawn.
You know what he's worshiping? An obelisk, an Egyptian obelisk.
Yes, which is all pagan. And we should note this, that he's facing the Freemasonic Egyptian obelisk. And isn't it interesting that the obelisk's total length is 555 feet high above ground, and it's 111 feet into the ground.
Wow, that
for
adds
a total
up to
length of 666.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting, Mrs. Steele?
Yeah, it is.
So there's a lot more. These guys behind the scenes, this takeover of the United States was in the works from before 1776. The Jesuits were planning
a long time ago.
to get back control as part of the Counter-Reformation.
That's right.
We've talked about that, and if you go back to our previous shows,
which show was that? That was we know that was in November. In November, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it had to be November. Let's see.
Can you?
Well, we've got. Well, no, it'd have to be October, wouldn't it? 31st.
Was it October 31st?
Well,
which is that's right.
Have
October
to be. I mean, that's
that's the Halloween
cover
Gate.
Up. It's the Halloween
our,
Gate
October 28th,
show.
Our Halloween Gate show. People could go back to our October 28th Halloween Gate show and listen to that. We did 2 Halloween Gate shows,
we did.
October 08 and October 09, and I suggest people go back and refresh them about that. You can get into that. And,
also
and
we did
learn all about the Counter-Reformation and the Reformation and what it was all about. Now, Mrs. Steele, let's zoom in on this. This is the Capitol, and on the top of the Capitol dome in Washington is Persephone. And she's the Greek goddess of the Immaculate Conception. So it's, in effect, the Virgin Mary is on the top of the Capitol dome. It was designed by Roman Catholic Thomas Crawford in Rome, and the statue is 19 feet 6 inches tall, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6 feet plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 inches, and placed atop the dome on November 24th, 1863, following the Confederate Protestant defeat at Gettysburg. Because Mrs. Steele,
it also has the cupola on the top, just like the Vatican, the Holy See. Look at the shape of it.
Yes, and
it resembles that in a lot of ways, doesn't it?
And that's capital of the Holy Roman 14th Amendment American Empire. The thing is, the Civil War was fought against the Protestants in the South. They don't teach. See, the history's been revised. Whatever people have been taught about the Civil War, it's false. Once again, the Civil War is another one of the many battles as part of the Jesuits' Counter-Reformation against the Protestants, the Church of England, and the Jews. And the Confederate Army was mostly a Protestant. That was the Protestant part of the country. They're the ones that fled England.